You're listening to the Major Pod Network, the only place where your favorite toy store, bar, arcade, and arena are all on the same block. Scratch that major itch.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 10 of MC, True Long Island Story. I am your host, the internet champion, always ready, Matt Cardona. I'm sorry for the sound of my voice because this week we had a wild doubleheader, the live Major Wrestling Podcast 7.
Oh my God, your voice has gotten worse.
ACW Wisconsin, both sold out. I think there's only one thing to do to cure this voice.
Well, this is part of the reason that you don't have that voice.
Let's take a little stronger seltzer, PBR, baby, a little lime, stronger seltzer.
I'm also here, producer of the show, Smart Mark Sterling. Wild weekend, man. Still kind of coming down. I just got in a couple hours ago. Really, we stayed and went to a Milwaukee Brewers game. So here I am. You're still doing work apparently right now. You're texting. You're
Brian's like, send me the money for my flight, dude. You have the info. You have the info.
He can send himself the money.
You can send yourself the money. But just had a pretty important PBR meeting.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, you weren't here, Mark.
What the heck?
You were putting your daughter to sleep.
Right.
But yeah, we're working on a PBR meeting. So you guys have been making this major PBR take off. We were drinking so many PBRs this past weekend.
Had the
stronger seltzer is not a gimmick. It's really stronger.
Yes, 8%. And I had the tea for the first time. It was very good. Way better than Twisted Teas. All right, that's really kind of it for housekeeping follow-up. What do you have?
One thing, Scott Stamford, a lot of people did tweet him.
Yeah.
About why he didn't text me. And he hit me up. He said, "Did you really text me?"
And right above the text was, literally, "Hey, can you come on my show?"
Yeah.
And then he responded, "Did you text me?"
So he said he says he didn't get it. So right. I believe you, Scott. But my Tommy gun don't. It's a Home Alone reference.
Well, Scott's in this episode, and we'll talk about him in a bit.
Boy, is he. You could tell us a Stanford skit.
Right. Oh, yeah. I have questions because, my God, I want to know who wrote that. All right. Broski of the week.
The Broski of the week.
Broski of the week, ladies and gentlemen. The Broski of the week, all you got to do every week is find the pinned tweet on my Twitter at the Matt Cardona. Quote tweet it. And in that quote tweet, leave a review. Screenshot the review you left on iTunes or whatever.
Yep. And
use the hashtag Broski of the week. If you win, you'll get a couple things. You will get the Broski of the Week headband, available now, mattcardonamerch.com.
How'd the Broski of the Week headband sell this weekend in Oshkosh?
Pretty damn good.
Yeah?
Pretty damn good, yeah.
What do you think? What do you think was your best seller on the table?
Besides 8x10s? Because this 8x10 sold very, very well.
Okay, that 8x10. Okay.
Which is available on mattcardonamerch.com. And you'll get the Broski of the Week sticker. Not available anywhere. It's a Broski of the Week exclusive. Right. Oh my God, my voice.
This is crazy, dude. Take a drink of that seltzer.
I'm going to have to.
We did the podcast. Okay. Live show Friday, wrestling show Saturday.
Drinking a lot of PBRs both days.
We did the podcast Sunday night. We did the Major Wrestling Figure podcast Sunday night. Your voice has gotten worse. So I don't know what the hell you were doing today.
It's bad. I've been recouping, getting my calories back in. Working. I did legs today. It took me like 3 hours. So shot.
Yeah. All right. Who is this Broski of the week?
All right. So the Broski of the week, without further ado, it is at Varga Todd. He said, it was 10 years ago. My then girlfriend, now wife, walked into our bedroom where I think he means watching, but he wrote walking, watching the original Z True Long Island Story. Her. What are you watching? Me. An internet show that one of my favorite wrestlers puts on. Then she sees Broski on screen. Her. Wow, who's that guy? Me. That's Zack Ryder. This is his show. Her. He's gorgeous. Why isn't he on TV? I'd watch wrestling with you if he was on. Me. Cool. Thanks, babe. and she's watched pretty consistently with me ever since. So thanks for that, Broski. The MC show is a great companion piece to the original and does a great job painting a picture of WWE and the wrestling industry in general at that time. Broski and Smart Mark are great and make a great, this view mark, snackable show that I look forward to every week. Thanks for adding to the memories, guys. Hashtag WWWYKI.
Hard to believe that snackable nowadays is an hour, because snackable back in the day would have been 3 minutes. All right, let's talk about your tweets. Ready?
Let's hear it, baby.
Matt Cardona, April 20th, 2011. Episode 10 of Z True Long Island Story is being edited as we tweet. This is your last chance to send in your 30-second videos to be Broski of the Week. So this week is the first time that you decided.
Yes, this changed the game, baby.
Yeah. All right, we'll talk about that in the Broski of the Week. Matt Cardona, April 20th again. This blew my mind. All right. Episode 9 of Z True Long Island Story last week has been the most viewed episode yet. Almost 100,000 views in less than a week. Okay? Last week, or it was either last week or 2 weeks ago, you were excited about 30,000 views.
Yeah, it's starting to jump, and quickly.
30,000 to 100,000 is a huge jump.
Yes.
And you had those 3 controversial episodes and that fence moment that everybody loved.
Right.
So now people, like you say all the time, you want this show to be shareable. Yeah, I mean, you want people to share this, because that's what happened. People are like, you got to check this out. This guy is saying funny things. It's out of the box, winking at the camera, that kind of stuff. April 19th, 2011, want to be Broski of the Week, send me 30-second audition video. So that was the first time you did it. And this is so you, April 18th, 2011. I've received tons of 30-second audition videos of people wanting to be Broski of the Week. Not impressed so far. Step it up, Broskis. I would never say that. I would feel too bad. I would be like, "You're doing great.
But if I needed one to be the first ever, it needed to be great. And this one, the one that he did, was awesome. He's dressed up. We'll talk about it in a bit.
Pretty funny. All right. Before we talk about your matches, let's go to a commercial and hear a little word from our sponsors.
The Major Pod Network has a new tag team partner, Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Everybody needs some liquid courage to make their own weekly purchases. Scratch that figure itch and scratch that PBR itch.
Get your PBR beer, get your PBR hard coffee, and get your PBR stronger seltzer.
8%? If you're listening to this, you're already a major mark. Now it's time to become a major PBR mark.
Use the hashtag MajorPBR and post your pictures and videos of you major marking out.
Pabst Blue Ribbon and the Major Pod Network, the new tag team champions of the world.
Of the world!
But we're definitely not getting any new figures from Mattel.
And we're back. PBR, we're talking about it. I love our PBR ad, by the way. We're all three talking about PBR. But honestly, man, we lived it this weekend.
And bro, that's the thing. We were just we, as in Brian and I, couldn't believe Behrman and Brian joined the Zoom call. But talking to PBR, and we were all felt the same way. Like, okay, this could easily be a 1-minute ad read, and that's it. But we're turning it into part of our brand, our fans, whether they're using the hashtag MajorPBR. And by the way, do that. And then every week on the Major Wrestling Fair podcast, we'll choose a winner and get you a shirt from ProWrestlingTees.com. But it's a lifestyle, man. Like we legit had Michael Dawkins, our lawyer, go get us PBRs.
Right.
We had the venue stock up with PBRs.
He's going to bill you for that, by the way.
He probably will.
Yep.
No, he said it's on the firm.
Okay.
But like I even walked down and I saw a PBR there, and I the stronger seltzer. I did the Triple H spit. It was like this. I say iconic, but it's like that's something I want on one of our trading cards eventually. It was such a cool thing. We were just drinking them all night, and our fans were drinking them. And we have the koozies made, which are available on Pro Wrestling Tees. No, where are they available? I'm sorry. Major Pod merch. Yeah. If they're not already sold out, if they are sold out, we're gonna add more eventually. But it's just part of the brand now, and we genuinely like this stuff. I mean, if you want a nice beer
Yep.
Well, listen, I'm not gonna lie. This is not the beer I'm having with my steak dinner. This is the beer. This is the beer I'm having with the boys. This is the
Yeah.
beer that I'm shotgunning beers with. But
Yeah.
this stronger seltzer, if you want to have that, you could drink this like just when you're whining and dining with your wife, have a little stronger seltzer.
I agree.
Or the stronger coffee, right? Like the hard coffee. Have a little dessert. It's great. There's something for everybody with PBR.
Exactly. All right, so last week you didn't have any matches, and then this week you didn't have any matches. So there's like a 2-week stretch. Mania week, you wrestle like Kali on like a Superstars or whatever. The week right after.
I think he says Mark Henry.
Yeah, Mark Henry is a dark match on Raw.
Oh, okay.
Then you do have that one Kali match that is like recorded.
Okay.
Remember I was talking about you were seemingly at SmackDown for whatever reason.
Okay.
But then you go 2 weeks, nothing. And I looked in the Raw results. I mean, unless you were literally standing there in the background, nothing.
Yeah.
And no Superstars matches, no house show matches. So,
okay.
Interesting. And here you are with 100,000 views in a week, and you can't even, lose to Kali on the house shows.
It's funny. I think after this WrestleMania,
you're also in trouble.
No. But I want to say it's this WrestleMania where we have like a company meeting with all the talent, and it's always that rah grab that brass ring meeting.
Yeah.
And I believe this is the year that like they're putting over like Sin Cara. They introduced Sin Cara to the roster.
Okay.
And this is when Triple H starts getting like, he's building like I think like Sin Cara, Karma. He's like bringing in talent. Right? There's like new talent initiative, whatever.
Karma? Who's Karma?
Awesome Kong.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Mm.
So, this wasn't the first time we got this like rah, grab the brass ring speech. But I'll tell you what, it was the last.
And they would do it at like the Raw after?
Yeah, after Mania.
Huh. Wow.
And I wonder why it was the last.
Yeah. Insane. All right. On Raw, Miz is still the champion. CM Punk is doing Nexus stuff. Raw's in London. Okay.
I'm not there.
Yes.
Raw
and SmackDown are in London, recorded in the same building.
How that works, typically, it's a 2-week European tour.
2 week.
It's brutal tour, but a lot of fun too. But it's brutal travel.
I wouldn't even
wrestling every night. It's wild.
I didn't know how to pack for 2 major pod days.
So usually how it works, you'll do Raw, then fly to the UK, do European shows, or you fly to Europe, whatever.
Yeah.
Do like a couple days of shows. Then you'll do TV in the UK, then another week or so, and then back to the States. Mm-hmm. But if they don't bring you on the tour, if you're not on the whole tour or even half the tour, they're not going to fly in just for TV. Right. Has it been done? Yes, they have before. I've done that before, like flew in just for TV. But this particular time, they did not.
Right. Okay, that makes total sense, and which would explain why you're seemingly missing for 2 weeks.
Yes.
Christian and Alberto are still feuding. Edge is done, and the Core is doing stuff on SmackDown, and they announce the draft is coming up next week.
The draft is, now listen, I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak for me and someone in my position. I've been involved in a lot of these things, drafts, shakeups, whatever. 100% legit.
You have no idea.
No clue.
Are you trying to get clues like, hey?
Of course, because like you got to plan your life, like, your riding partners, stuff like that, your whole schedule.
I'll tell you this. I had anxiety when there was a couple drafts when you and Brian were together on Raw, because I'm like, well, if they get split up, then our whole recording is screwed.
Well, actually, me getting drafted to Raw is what kind of spawned the podcast.
Yeah, that's true.
So many times I got drafted, and like it usually wasn't the biggest deal to me. It was never like I always had somebody I could hang with. Mm-hmm. But like, yeah, I was. And my draft spot was never like one on television. I was always like the WWE.com draft or the supplemental draft or whatever BS draft.
Right. Yeah,
Like I was never one like on Raw where like Stephanie's on stage at the podium and calls out Zack or Ryder. I was never that. But what they would do for those at one point, like I want to say they bring up like 2 or 3 people into Gorilla before. So it's like, who's it good? Because they didn't want it to get spoiled, you know?
That is insane.
For someone to text somebody. I see what they're doing, and I appreciate it in some respect.
They just want a genuine reaction.
But it's also at the same point, like, hey guys, like wrestling's not real. Like you can tell us where we're going, you know? Like, but I do understand why they didn't.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like, it's like if you had a real job, like, oh, by the way, you might be moving, but we're not going to tell you.
It's insane. Yeah, I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
You guys can have your own reactions.
But like the crazy thing is like this group of writers know, but like we can't know. It's not like only Vince knows. There are people who know, but the human being whose life is going to be affected in career can't know.
I think that's wild.
It's wild.
Well, I don't know what happens. We'll find out next week on the show. All right, let's get into episode 10. I noted that you opened the show. You're in your elementary school open.
That's right.
That I like. It fits your head. Your head's perfect. I like it.
Yeah, it fit.
Later on in the show, you literally just have like a Z Trillion story like pull down or something.
It's a giant Broski head poster.
Yeah, I kind of like the one that you have right now in the show. Anyway,
It's not bad.
I noted that you were very comfortable.
I'm getting into the
My
swing of
God,
this.
watch episode 10, episode 1.
Right.
It's
I
insane.
mean, it's also 10 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm also comfortable and confident in the fact that the show's working.
I see.
And I kind of know like what the show is now.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we all of a sudden we hear some buzzing.
Yeah.
And there's a somebody in a bee costume buzzing by, and then you make the joke that there's so much buzz for the show.
Yeah.
Funny joke. Who's the bee? Where'd you get a bee costume?
The bee is my ex-girlfriend who I was living with at the time.
Who is also Princess Leia later that we'll talk about.
Later, she's double payday.
Okay. Yeah. How do you, is she like into doing this? Or do you
Absolutely
like,
not. Absolutely not. I feel like the bee, I don't know why, we just had the bee costume, I want to say. And I said, oh, it'd be funny if you come in like, bzzz. It wasn't Halloween. Maybe, I don't know why we had it. I certainly didn't go and buy it for this. At least I don't think so. That would be pretty ridiculous if I did. But I did buy some ridiculous things throughout the show, so it wouldn't shock me if I did.
Right. Okay.
But that was a cute little like, bzzz, oh, it's the bug, whatever.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't the best.
You brought this up. Now, the next segment you brought up on the show, on the Major Pod show, or the show.
No, it was the show last week.
Yeah. Okay. So you showed the picture of Brian and Trent.
Yeah, we started in NYWC. We were like the go-getters. We were the guys who wanted to make it in the business. And all these years later, we're at WrestleMania together. Whether or not we're in real matches or the Battle Royal, whatever, I was still very proud of us. We took the photo. And I'm still very proud of those photos, 100%.
Right. All right. Next joke. You did the longest joke on planet Earth to make a Peeps Easter Christian joke. A Christian Peeps Easter joke. I was just like, wah, wah, wah.
Hey, they all can't be home runs, baby.
Right.
It's a Christian figure, so add that to the list for figure usage.
Oh, hell yeah.
With some Peeps, which I think I bought at like CVS or something.
Okay. Now, is this story true? You found out
Yes.
that somebody had a Zack Ryder equals rating sign and they had to take it down.
Yes. So someone had a Zack Ryder equals rating sign on Raw. I got the screenshot for it. The person. What's that?
I saw it. It's
right.
You're seeing it right now.
Right. The person was instructed to take it down. Now, was I there? Did I hear someone say to this person, you have to take this down? No.
Right.
But this person told me that they were told that they had to take it down. Now, I know for a fact WWE does have people who take down certain signs, make people, whether they can't wear a certain shirt, if it's on camera, that's all legitimate. So, am I 100% positive that this sign was removed or told to be taken down by someone from WWE? No, because I was not there, so I cannot be 100% positive.
Right.
But this fan, he tweeted it, and then I DM'd him to get more information. His story is that he was told to take it down. Why would he make that up? That's how I view that.
Did you ever hear?
And it's clearly in the show and then not.
Right. Oh yeah. Okay.
So,
did you ever hear like that happening again?
For me personally,
yeah. Like a Zack Ryder sign or something.
Not that I can recall, but maybe if it happens, we'll talk about it in future episodes.
Okay. All right.
So there was two ways to go about this.
Mm-hmm.
I have to acknowledge it, 100%. Very much like the Cena, Miz, and Triple H interviews from a couple weeks ago. Had to acknowledge it.
Right.
But it's all about how I acknowledge it. Do I come on here and say it's BS? WWE's holding me down. They won't let me get over. They're taking away the signs. No. Don't want to
do you feel like that tweet or the information that they took that sign down was gaining traction? Like people knew about it?
Within the company or on the internet?
On the internet. Is it like a dirt sheet thing? Like,
yeah, maybe it was on Lords of Pain. It wasn't like, yeah.
Well, that's a big thing. And I feel like that's a clickbait article.
Yeah.
Somebody would like to read because it is insane to think that they would take a sign down.
If someone can find those original tweets, that'd be very helpful. We can talk about that in follow-up next week.
Okay. I didn't notice when I looked at all your tweets from the week. So
yeah. So I wasn't going to go on and be like, WWE took the sign away. They're not letting me, reach my full. But no, I'm not doing that BS.
Right.
So what I did was I spun it in typical Zack Ryder fashion. How can I make this about me? How can I get myself more over? How can I be funny about it? But also at the same time, letting people know, okay, I know what they did, but we're not going to bitch about it.
Right. Exactly.
So I said, I understand why they took it down. Because it's not true. I don't equal ratings. How could I equal ratings? I'm not even on the show.
Right. That was a good one.
So I spin it, and then I show signs that you can bring.
Yes.
Zack Ryder greater than John Morrison.
Right.
Zack Ryder stole my girlfriend.
Right.
So all different things like that. Zack Ryder equals YouTube ratings or YouTube views.
I like that for sure.
Yeah. So I just took something, and spun it to fit my narrative. And speaking of narrative, EC3, that psychopath, I finally agreed to fight him. So I have the little flyer thing right here that he was like passing around WrestleCon, but it's happening on Memorial Day, Cardona versus EC3. And
When's
then hopefully I'm
Memorial
done with
Day?
him. What's that?
When's Memorial Day? Is that
End of May. May. But back to this.
Well,
So
hopefully you'll make it to the show the next day if you're going to fight EC3.
Well, I certainly hope so. That's the plan.
All right.
But yeah, that was my, and that's kind of the moral of the show, especially in year one. If something happens to me in a negative way, let's try to turn it and spin it in a positive way.
This is going to sound weird. Tell me about your feelings, though. Okay, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to put
Real
myself.
life feelings? Why?
What's
Why?
that? Why?
No, my reaction, my real life reaction is why.
Yes. I would feel so anxious. No,
it's not anxious. It is.
I would just feel like, oh my God, they hate me. What am I doing?
I felt that. I mean, come on.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
I just never understood. Like, there's this guy who's clearly busting his ass,
right?
Who's clearly in love with his business, and who's just trying anything to get over, anything to really, at the end of the day, make more money for your company while making some money for myself too, trying to make a living. And they just didn't want to acknowledge it. And I get it. That's fine. It's not my show. But it did bother me, especially when they're taking away signs. It's like, why? Why?
Well, I'll say, I would never. I would feel so like anxious that I would probably stop the show. Like I'd be like, well, I'm pissing them off, and I would like to.
No, but see,
that
was the whole point.
I know.
Get noticed or get fired, and I was getting noticed, and the more I push the envelope, and I don't even think I'm really pushing the envelope.
Right.
But the more I'm pushing the envelope, the more attention the show's getting.
Yes.
The more fans I'm getting. And if they were to fire me then, like, thank you, more buzz for me, baby.
That is very true. Well, you got a set of balls on you. All right. Here we go. You finally do. It's the Long Island Ice Z but you finally do the recipe for your own Long Island iced tea that includes
recipe for Long Island Iced Z.
Okay, yes.
You know what I hate?
Yeah.
A couple things I hate.
Okay.
When I'm in public and someone just screams, woo, woo, woo. Like, okay, like I'm not going to turn around. Even to this day. Like, I'm not going to turn around.
Really?
Not going to.
Okay.
Like, come up to me like an adult and say, hey, nice to meet you, or hey, can I have an autograph? But don't scream my catchphrase or old catchphrase across the street or across a mall or across a bar. Don't do that.
All right.
I also would hate when someone would call me the Long Island Iced Tea. I would hate it. I would hate it. It's the Long Island Iced Tea. Yeah. Oh, Long Island Iced Tea. No, it's Long Island Iced Z. And I will credit Michael Cole for coming up with that. And it was one of those things like when he just said it like on Raw once. I was like, oh, you idiot. How come you didn't think of that? It's so easy.
Right. Yeah.
And it was so perfect. It was so perfect.
But you make a drink here. And Long Island Iced Tea is like rum, whiskey,
it's the
vodka.
best bang for your buck in a bar. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it's like 5 different shots plus a splash of Coke and a lime or whatever it is.
So I make one here.
Put some G's of P in there.
That's right. Put some protein in there, and then I put in the Vince McMahon from Beyond the Mat. He's gone up here. He's gone up here. Okay, then I fake vomit. I always like to include wrestling, like inside stuff for the diehard fans.
Oh yeah, of course. And any Beyond the Mat references.
Oh, 100%.
I
already did the I'm not booked jumping on the trampoline.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I noticed you have a picture of yourself on your fridge. So that was funny.
Yeah, and I also have the Peter Venkman and Dolph Ziggler in the background too. Did you catch that?
I missed it. Good job.
Easter egg, baby.
All right, here's the broski of the week. So you chose this video. He's got a Zack Ryder ringtone. He made a set. He's dressed up.
Great. Look, that is the personification of broski of the week.
Right.
That's exactly the video I needed to get people's creative juices flowing.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew
it also wasn't like insane. It wasn't like a Academy Award winning film, so people knew that it was attainable.
Yeah. And I knew the fan interaction was pivotal to not only the success of the show, but the success of my career.
Yep.
I needed the fans
to bring signs and piss people off.
Well, to bring signs.
Yes.
To be broski of the week. I wanted them to feel involved because we were doing this together. Right. We genuinely were.
Yes.
And if they were making the sign, I was going to include you.
If there's any aspiring pro wrestlers out there, this is something to think about. Like whatever you're thinking of doing for your character or your gimmick or whatever, letting the fans in or be part of your team, in any way, or join your crew, whatever it is, that is a lesson to be learned.
Like then we had, the Ryder Revolution. Now, kind of off topic, but not Major Wrestling Podcast. We have the Major Marks.
Yep.
And our fans are rabid diehards.
Right. And they
support almost everything we do.
Right. And you love to wear the shirts that tell people the group that you're part of.
Yeah.
Or the fandom that you have.
And we love them right back. And this past weekend, we had a hell of a weekend.
Hell yeah.
Like we were like, it's not like we just did the show, did the meet and greet that they paid for and said,
Bounce.
Peace out, Major Marks.
Right.
We hung out with them after.
You bought them pizza. Did you know that?
I did?
Yes.
On the company card?
Yeah, on the company card.
Oh, shit.
At the hotel bar, you bought like 8 pizzas for the people that were still hanging out.
I didn't know that.
Look at that.
Too many PBR stronger seltzers.
Yeah. Yep.
You also poured a beer on the boogeyman's dick.
I was just going to say that. I spilled a beer on the boogeyman. Man, he's been to the dance.
He's been to the dance. That's right.
All right, here we go. This Scott Stamford is doing a commercial for jump rope. It's the most
jump rope.
It's the most innovation, invisible jump rope. He is on fire here.
Bro,
he's on fire.
This is a pure Scott Stamford idea. One that when
I could tell you're kind of like giggling. You're doing it. You're like pretend jumping, and you're kind of like laughing at the things he's saying.
And this is one that at first I was like, this is a horrible idea. And then I did it, and it is good. It's a little too long. That's why the episode is longer than ever.
Yes.
I remember
he just keeps going.
Yeah, it just keeps going. He worked at NBC at the time.
Yeah.
in New York City, like Rockefeller Center.
You know, I always wondered, like, how does he have like 9 jobs? He's like WWE guy, Z Trillion store guy, worked, and then I would see him like, on I would flip through the channels and there he is on TV.
Well, trust me, I wasn't paying him for Z Trillion stories. I wouldn't consider that a job.
Okay.
But I believe for this skit, I went to meet up with him in his office, in his place of work.
Yeah.
And he like showed me and walked me into the SNL skit or set.
Oh.
And I was like, bro, we should film in here. And he's like, oh, no, can't do that. Can't do that.
Right. Of course.
Imagine like, welcome over to Z Trillion Story. I'm about to set SNL.
That would be unreal. You would look so, that would have been.
No, we didn't do that. And that's where we filmed the Invisible Jump Rope.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You should have done it like in the alleyway. We're in the alley of SNL. All right, that was great.
A little too long, though. About a minute too long on that skit.
55588 Broski.
I don't think that number works.
Right. Okay. So then now you're talking about girls are texting you, but they're NHE, not hot enough. Is this something you're trying to get over?
Yeah, it was something I was trying to get over, just a Long Island douchebag thing.
Pro Wrestling Tees, if this was Pro Wrestling Tees age, you definitely would have had instantly an NHE shirt.
Yeah. And it really
Although I don't know if that's going to fly in 2021.
Yeah, I was about to say that. But also, this was my way to say, like, no, there's no woman on this planet, keyword planet, who was hot enough for me. All of a sudden, knock, knock, or doorbell, whatever it was. Open the door. It's Princess Leia from Alderaan. She's not from Earth. Right. So there's the joke. I'm a Star Wars geek boy, fanboy, whatever.
Yep.
And I wanted this show. I'm letting people in on my other interests because maybe I don't like Zack Ryder. You know, he likes Star Wars. I like Star Wars. Now I like Zack Ryder.
Right.
And I'm not trying to con anybody into liking me, but I'm genuinely interested in that stuff. And you don't get that by seeing me lose in 10 seconds against Mark Henry on Raw.
Right.
You don't get my personality. You don't get my character. That's what this show's for.
Right.
So
this is the B.
This is the B.
This is your
it's the B, Princess Leia. And then Princess Leia becomes, I would say, a character on Z Trillion Story who is portrayed by more than one person eventually.
Oh, because you broke up with her or whatever, and then you needed a new Princess Leia?
Well, you know, like, I own the IP to the Z Trillion Story.
You hear
Princess
that,
Leia.
Stang? You hear that?
Yeah. So it's like the fake Razor and Diesel. It's the,
Okay.
You know?
All right. Man, all right. We'll talk about that when that changes.
But I'm getting better with like the music and stuff like that too, because I'm adding in the Star Wars music. And then I don't know how I was doing it where it wasn't getting flagged for copyright stuff.
It probably did. I mean, maybe not then, but it probably has it now. I didn't notice.
Because one thing that I would do to get around some of that stuff is I would like record it on my phone.
Yeah, and then it won't pick it up. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's in the background and it doesn't pick it up. Sometimes it is.
Right. I even added the spring sound, the boing.
Right. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, for sure.
Now,
so you do this. You make her do this. She sees it and she's like, "All right, whatever. Let's go out to eat." Or is she like, "This is so cool. This is fun."
No, not interested. No, doesn't think it's cool.
Look! There's 100,000 views. She's just like,
no.
Okay.
Could not care less.
Wow. All right. Well, you made the right choice. Okay. You do a normal sign out. You have that down pat. Boom. You're out. So good job there.
It's very important to, even if this is someone's 10th time watching the show or first time, this is where you find me. Follow me here. Buy my merch. I knew even then that was very, very important.
And kind of not revolutionary, but you know, people have learned from you. The people, obviously, you still have to do that now. If you watch Ethan Page vlog, he tells you 19 times during the show, which I think is really smart. Ethan Page tells you in the beginning, a couple times in the middle, tells you to subscribe at the end.
That's right, because what if someone's not watching the whole thing?
Shows you the little button where you can click, and it's like, Ethan
Page is great at all this stuff. Yeah,
Ethan
Page, he gets it.
Yeah, for sure. And I bet you he would admit that he learned a lot from Z Trillion Story.
Well, I'm not gonna say I know that for a fact, but that would be nice to hear him say it.
I'll shoot him a text key. All right, let's go to commercial before we do Know Your Bro and the Are You Serious Bro right now.
right, so the Are You Serious Bro tweet of the week.
Are you serious, bro?
Tweet me something using the hashtag Are You Serious Bro, something that pops me. If I read it on air, you'll get an 8x10. We're sending out a lot of 8x10s recently. Here it is. At I Am Brady Star. WWE just released and kick off a star like I'm Chelsea Green. Are you serious, bro?
That's very true. Wait,
yeah.
Speaking of, did Chelsea Green ever watch the Trailing on the Story?
I feel like I might have shown her some clips.
Oh, but she definitely didn't watch it back then.
No way. No. She didn't get into wrestling till like years after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
She's starting a podcast called the Chelsea, the CG True Orlando Story.
Is she really?
Not called that.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, oh, baby, great name.
No.
Good job. I know she's starting a podcast. I think that's phenomenal. I can't wait to listen.
Yeah, I think it's going to
be
come out next Monday, actually.
Whoa, she's already planning the theme and all that crap?
Everything. We got Michael Dawkins trademarking the name. Got Johnny Clash working on those edits. TTD working on the designs.
Hell yeah. All right.
Yeah, I better get a royalty for all the help I'm doing.
Right. All right. Know Your Bro. What's the deal here with Know Your Bro?
Know Your Bro. Ask a question on Twitter. Hashtag Know Your Bro. Ask it about the upcoming episode. So for next week, ask about episode 11. And I will answer it right here on the show. And if I answer it, I will send you an 8x10.
All right. Macho Mandalorian. At Macho Mandalorian.
I like that name.
10 years ago, the world was gifted the recipe of Long Island Iced Z. But now we need to know the recipe for the Long Island Iced MC. I'm guessing at least 50% major PBR stronger seltzer. Know Your Bro.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely do a nice cocktail here of the stronger seltzer, which I don't think needs anything added to it. I just think it's
So maybe throw that in a
So
cup,
delicious.
right? Garnish it with a lime. Maybe put an umbrella on the top. Maybe an MC logo umbrella.
You know what I would love to try?
What's that?
A PBR with a fresh squeezed lime in it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, that's a perfect summertime drink.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Well, you can get PBRs.
lime.
We drink them out of the can, but you can get them in the bottle. So you could put a
Bro, they were at ACW Wisconsin in the bottle.
Yeah.
And we didn't know.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then if you want to talk about like protein style drinks, and
what's your go-to like post-workout MC?
I mean, lately my post workout has been it's gonna sound ridiculous. It's been scoop of protein, vanilla protein, some creatine, some glutamine, and then either this is like deep like bodybuilding stuff, either Rice Krispies or Fruity Pebbles, and then I use the protein shake as milk.
Interesting.
I'm big
Just to
into
get some carbs?
like not some carbs, like a lot of carbs. And like when I was on the road, I would always start my loop by going to like Walmart, Target, buying a big thing of oatmeal, like the instant oatmeal,
Yep.
but the big one.
Yep.
And I would put a cup of that in with my protein shake to get carbs in.
Huh.
At night, something I've been doing lately, and this is carb free. When I say carb free, I don't mean zero carbs. Probably has a couple carbs in it, but low carb maybe.
Yep.
Mark, you might like this. I take a scoop of protein powder. It's the vanilla
Yep.
kind. Sometimes I put in some egg whites. I mean, I always put in egg whites. Sometimes I put in like a whole egg. It depends on like what I'm doing that day. I have like a chocolate fiber that I put in there.
Yeah.
And I put a scoop of almond butter, a scoop of peanut butter, a little like stevia, you know, like the fake sugar,
Yeah. Yeah.
and some cinnamon. Put it in a blender, and then I make a pancake with it.
Whoa.
So it feels like you're eating a carb, right? But there's no
Yeah.
carb. You're like tricking yourself.
Yeah, that's great.
And you could even do like the Walden Farms or whatever, like the no calorie, no sugar syrup.
Right.
And it feels like you're eating this cheat meal when it's actually in fact very, very healthy.
That's great.
It's a good mind fuck for you.
My proteins are my protein pancakes are 3 eggs, 1 banana, 1 scoop of protein, and it works.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear. Oh, wait, we already did the commercial. Characters debuted: Princess Leia. That's it. And then this episode, 331,678, and it is the longest episode so far. It's 6 minutes and 45 seconds. And that's it for Z True Long and Story, episode 10. ProWrestlingTees.com / Major WF Pod, ProWrestlingTees.com / Matt Cardona for all the shirts. Today I am wearing the Still Here, Never Released to the Public shirt.
Unreleased, yeah, TTD, Hawkins and Ryder, Still Here shirt. This episode, like, I don't want to say it's a throwaway episode. I never treated any episode like it's a throwaway episode. I mean,
Hey, debuted Princess Leia. It's a huge
debut Princess Leia.
Yeah.
A year or so later, when I'm forced to do the show, there are definitely a couple throwaway episodes.
Okay.
And I'm like so incredibly defeated. Definitely like the lowest point in like my life and career is all documented on film on YouTube, just sitting there. 100%. But by this time, I'm doing everything I can for these episodes.
I totally get it. As a content creator, sometimes you get a great idea and sometimes you don't. And when you have to do something every week, just run out of time. You don't have the best idea.
You're grasping at straws. You got to do something.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So of course you want every week, even with this show or even with the Major Wrestling Podcast or blog or whatever we do, you always want the next one or the current one to be the best. It's not reality.
Yeah.
You just got to try your hardest.
Yep.
And be consistent. It's not like I could have easily said, I just won't do one this week until I have an idea.
Exactly.
No.
Then you're just never going to do it again. Yeah.
No. And people, they ask with the Major Wrestling Podcast, like, don't you get out of figures to talk about? Like, no, like we cut ourselves off because the show started 35 minutes now. Like they're 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours. Like I could talk about stuff in the Major Wrestling Podcast every single week till the end of time.
Yes.
We'll never run out.
Yes, even if it was just an incarnation of domination, there's zillions of wrestlers we could talk about.
I mean, this podcast will run out because it's a companion piece to the old show.
Right.
Which, by the way, Marky, can you please go back and start putting in the links to the original episodes?
Oh, yeah. I meant to do that.
That'd be great.
Okay.
And guys, we're not going to get a dime from that. Don't worry.
Exactly.
But, like this whole podcast, it's only going to last 100 episodes. That's it.
Right.
Because we're going to do week by week. And we're not going to like deviate from that. If there's a bonus episode, we'll do it as a bonus. We're not going to, I don't know what would make us want to do a bonus. Like, if we have like Chiapetta on, we'll still keep it in episode 12 or whatever.
Yeah.
We're not going to do Chiapetta 1 week and then go to do 12 the next. Well, I say that now and then we will, but the plan is to do it 10 years exactly, episode by episode. So thank you, Dave.
It's been great so far.
Yeah.
Perfect as far as the lining up goes. We're going to have a guest, like you said, soon. We're working on it. But Broski, take us away for episode 10.
All right, guys, please, if you know anybody on Facebook or in like the infrastructure of Facebook who can combine my 2 damn accounts, that'd be great. And then I can say like me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. On YouTube. Like this, comment, go back and watch all the other episodes, download, subscribe to the podcasts on iTunes, wherever. There's so many plugs nowadays. Imagine if I had a TikTok, I had to plug that goddamn thing. That'd be annoying. And buy the merch on Pro Wrestling Tees and MattCardonaMerch.com. And please drink responsibly. Drink your PBR Stronger Seltzer responsibly and take care. Spike your hair.